Hey all, Hipper here. So today we're taking out the Des Moines yet again, and today I want to show you in this video here why I don't particularly like this ship that much. There's no doubt that this is a very effective ship. It's probably, well, it is the best cruiser at Legendary tier, like followed by the Minotaur, but it just tends to be pretty boring to play because it's very one-sided, it's very one-dimensional, and really all this ship does is push in somewhere, not too far, but push in, sit bow in, and then just use the incredible DPM of these fast-loading heavy cruiser guns to get rid of the enemies. And that's it. I mean, there's no setting up elaborate traps, or I guess you can, but it's hard without torpedoes. I mean, there's no setting up like funny, interesting situations like you can in Minotaur, where you're catching battleships with their pants down, because you simply can't do that in this ship. Like if you catch a battleship, it means okay, you're going to have to probably spend 30 minutes or 30 seconds to a minute slowly whittling it down. You cannot just, enter the scene with 10 torpedoes and eliminate them in 2 seconds. That costs a bit on the fun scale of this ship here, I think. But there is absolutely no doubt that this is a powerful ship, and it is it's extremely, extremely powerful. Especially if you're in a division. Like there's no real dealing with this ship here unless you can rush it. But like I said, if you play in a division and you have mates backing you up, well, then this is a real threat. But it is a ship that I like to refer to as a tennis ship, because sometimes it feels like you're just playing a tennis match with some other ship, and especially if that other ship is another American cruiser. And I'll show you that in this battle here, because this is not a special battle. This is just one that really shows very, very clearly exactly what I mean when I say that I think this ship is boring. And not just this ship. Most American cruisers are incredibly boring to play. At least the heavy ones. And the light ones are boring as well, but that's for other reasons. So you can see here there is someone hiding at the corner of this cap here. He's not spotted yet, but no, he's there because he was shooting at me before. So the battleships don't want to push, and really that's a mistake, because they should just push now and get rid of me in this cap here. Instead, I'm able to get into this position here, which is where I wanted to be the whole time. And as you can see, there is a Wichita over here. It's Mr. Snowden, and he is thinking the exact same thing that I am. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and use my DPM, and then I'm going to keep the enemies at bay. And yeah, that makes total sense. But this is where the tennis match starts, because it's 11-14, and the two of us, we're just sitting here, like pounding each other, bow on. I mean, I cannot move forward because I'll get like railed by that battleship there. And obviously I don't want to give up the cap either, so don't really have much choice. I'm just gonna sit here. And yeah, I mean, in Minotaur you could move up, you could torp that battleship and then push that Wichita out of that position there. In Des Moines and Baltimore and Wichita and most American cruisers, you have to be a little bit more reactive. You cannot just set the pace of the battle and say, oh, I think we should push it up now, because obviously I can't. That Georgia there is, there's no way I can take out that battleship just with my guns. So without torpedoes, the fun factor of this ship goes down a bit, I think. And that's primarily the reason I don't like it. Another reason I don't like this ship is that it's just not very agile. Even when you pop an agile build on this ship, and there he is again, just popping the nose out. Even when you pop an agile build on this ship here, and yeah, it turns fast, but there's really no reason to turn fast in this ship here, because you have 2/3 of your firepower in the front, so you don't really need that rear turret to get into action. There's no need for it. And also the fact that this ship here slows down and speeds up like a ferry. It is extremely slow, and that just doesn't work well with an agile build. If you play this ship and then you play Minotaur right after it, like an agile Minotaur, you will think that you were playing a battleship beforehand, because Des Moines is like, the numbers look good, 1.9 second rudder, but it's just not the kind of rudder you need for an agile build, especially with the turning radius of 770 meters. That's a lot for a ship that has no torpedoes. So yeah, it's a one-sided, one-dimensional ship, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just makes it a little bit boring to play. And then, woo, we get a little tip here, just a tip, just to see how it feels. And apparently it doesn't feel very well, because the Georgia is reversing again. So this is a very fun tennis match going on here, like that Wichita and I. And then once in a while, this ball boy Georgia here walks into the court, and then he gets punished, and then he retreats. And I mean, I would get pretty bored if I have to play this ship here the whole time. It's the same reason I don't play battleships that much, simply because the game gets boring, and that's a bad thing. Because I like this game. Well, like is not the word. I love this game, but I need something different to play it once in a while. Now I'm just moving back to let this Alaska here take some of the punishment. I'm down to about half health, so just having a break in the tennis match here, trying to set the Wichita on fire. But like I said, I want something different in my game. I don't want to play the exact same ship, the exact same way, the exact same battle. That just doesn't have the longevity that I need. I mean, it's just like when you play Skyrim or something, you do one character and then you do another one to try the other stuff that you can do in the game, and then you do another one, and then you do another one, and then you do the same character and you rebuild them and stuff like that. And that's what I like. Sure, there are like some builds that do really well on ships, and if you always play with that build, you're always going to do really well, but like, my goodness, that gets boring in the long run. Sure, in a division, like, you don't want to let anyone down, but other than that, I vote for a little bit of diversity in this game here. Because otherwise it gets very boring, everyone just sitting like this, bow tanking and using their DPM to slowly whittle down the enemies. Yikes, man. Something I do like about Des Moines is that if you are the last player left, like facing 3 or 4 red ships, it is probably one of the hardest ships to get rid of for the red team. Because if you're in a good position and you're able to bow tank most of the reds, you will be a real hard nut to crack. And as long as they're not able to rush you or get at your broadside, then just like in a Stalingrad, you can just sit there and like drag it out or whatever if you're ahead on points or whatever you need to do. I like that. I mean, you cannot do that in Minotaur. If you're the last ship left in a Minotaur, you better hide, because I mean, that thing can get citadeled from pretty much anywhere. Like I'm pretty sure this guy here is about to find out. So that's another reason that he took him. He yoinked him just in front of my eyes. No, it's fair enough. Done and dusted with this cap here. Now the Wichita is still hiding behind the island here, and I want to finish our tennis match, so I'm going to hunt him down. And of course he radars me there, and that's okay. You can radar me all you want, but I don't have anything left, and that's another thing I don't like when you don't have agile builds. Like I like to have 3 radars, I like to have 3 heals, I like to have 3 sonars, because I actually use those things. Because I tend to go in early and get into the cap and hug some islands in the middle of the map, and then you need your sonar and you need your radar, and you also need your heals. I always get caught out by the fact that I don't have 3 radars in this ship here. It's a bit of a problem, actually. So although I like this build here, I think I have a sure lane Montpellier on the ship. Although I like it, I've also started to use Beepley with a stealth radar build, not an agile build still, because like I said, the agile build just doesn't make any sense on this ship here. Unless you're going to kite the whole game, but that's not many people do that, and you're probably gonna lose if you do. So, finally get to finish our tennis match here. Boom, boom, boom. And this guy here is in a bit of a crossfire, so I'm hoping... can I get him, please? He's mine. We have to finish our game here. And, just get him in the nick of time there. So this, I hope, explains a little bit why I think Des Moines is boring. And I hope it makes sense, and I hope Aaron won't make too many angry comments. And I'll see you out there.